it was Dr. L who was the one at the end who was giving people's blood results, who was the GP and the practicing GP as well as at the Auckland University, GP for Auckland University.
So what department is he in?
I would assume the medical department.
Oh, I see.
And Professor Jackson, is science.
Mm. Oh, I see. Why do you think that TV3 allowed that, such a biased program to be aired?
That is a really good question. Someone was either sleeping on the job or somebody is in the back pocket of somebody else.
Mm.
I have no idea. I mean, if anybody in the legal department had actually watched that documentary and it went to air, they would have had to have known that one of the final statements in there was extremely political, and therefore you needed to create a balance. And they should have also known that this was a controversial program, therefore you needed to provide balance according to the Broadcasting Standards Authority. They would have also seen, even the researchers, Screen Time was the production company, even the researchers who did it, if they'd researched into the Cochrane collaboration, they would have seen that it was controversial and that meta-analysis studies are also controversial, which means they would have had to have produced the other side or a balancing opinion if they wanted to call that program a documentary.
Mm.
So the researchers didn't catch it, the lawyers didn't catch it, the whoever the programmer was that decided it was fit to go to air didn't catch it. So they're all sleeping on the job, or somebody's paying them drug money to sleep on the job or something like that. I have no idea, but this was a huge mistake on their part, and they've opened themselves up to tremendous liability because we counted something over 20 breaches in the Broadcasting Standards Act. That's a lot of breaches in one program.
Indeed.
We submitted an 11-page document of all of the standards that they had breached.
Oh.
So you can get that on our website, by the way, at healthfreedom.co.nz.
Right. Well, I mean, that was shocking, and I suppose that's what it was meant to do. I mean, that my brother who lives in Hiruharam on the East Coast can say, there we are. The evidence is out, supplements they kill.
Yeah.
I mean,
and there is no evidence. In fact, a tremendous amount of evidence to the contrary.
What a strong statement for somebody, from Ngāti Parau, at home and innocent, actually, of all of this.
Well, I'd be very interested to hear what some of your listeners felt, that if they saw it, what was their response? Because we've been speaking to a number of our members. We've had quite a number of our members email us, call us, and today one of our team was actually speaking to a doctor who said he couldn't even watch the program, and this is a doctor. He couldn't even watch the program. He was steaming and pacing, so he had to turn it off towards the end.
You're listening to Radio Waatea, 6:03 a.m., and our guest tonight is Nicola Grace, Health Freedom. Please ring in. Our lines are open now. Now, what's some of while we're waiting for people to ring in, can you tell us what some of the breaches were?
Some of them, let's see. Well, I guess when you say something like the vitamins you're taking are killing you, or they could cause cancer, or they could cause heart disease, so there's 3 breaches right there, and you don't prevent the opposing side of that, particularly when they're using controversial science. That breaches the standard number 4, controversial issues viewpoints. Other viewpoints needed to have been given. There was only one viewpoint throughout this entire program. Secondly, Standard 5 was breached in all of those instances because it was inaccurate. And the other standard that it breached was number 8, which is responsible programming. It is irresponsible to tell people that their vitamins are killing them when there's no science backing it up, because it could cause alarm and panic, especially for New Zealand, because over half of our population are taking vitamin supplements.
Was that 250,000? No.
Well, I would say it would be at least over 2 million, wouldn't it, if you got half, because you have a lot of kids on supplements these days. You've got, parents, young people, the elderly.
Okay, folks, our numbers here are 257 0603 if you're living in Auckland. If you're living out of Auckland, our free number is 0800 4603 603. Sorry, you were saying about the kids? Oh, Nicola.
Yeah, sorry, I was saying about the...
Oh, no, that kids are also on supplements.
Yeah, children are on supplements. Not all children, obviously, because a lot of families are not in a position to be able to put that into their budget. But, there's kiddie vitamins are a very popular seller in the pharmacies and the health food stores.
Now, this... So basically he said vitamin A, C, E, and was it B as well?
B, what they said with B is if you take too much, you could get low energy. People take B for stress in the event of giving them to give them a lot more energy, and they were saying that if you take overdose on it or take too much of it, it can do the complete opposite. Now, I don't know what science they got to justify that, but I don't know any scientific study that proves that. And personally, especially the very first time I had cancer, I was on extremely high doses of vitamin B, and it was the only thing that was allowing me to get up and walk. And I never experienced any, how if you get an energy surge with sugar and then you go down. Never experienced anything like that. And as I said, I was on massively high doses of vitamin B, but it was a vitamin B complex. So, when you take the...
Yeah, now tell us about vitamin D. Isn't the most natural source the sun?
Oh, you're talking about vitamin D.
Oh, sorry, you were talking about vitamin E, were you? Oh,
I was talking about vitamin B.
Sorry, yeah.
BD.
Okay.
The sun, absolutely, yeah. And we have vitamin D deficiency because we've been listening to these medical experts that science has been telling them that the sun's killing us, so we're all slip-slop-slapping, and we're getting sicker, and all of the sunscreen that we're putting on our bodies when we go into the ocean is destroying the coral reefs over at Great Barrier and disturbing our marine life and what have you. So, they always end up being wrong. Like the science of yesterday gets destroyed tomorrow.
Okay, Nicola, we've got a David online. Kia ora, Kia ora, David.
Hello, Vapi. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, David.
I just wanted to congratulate Nicola and Health Freedom New Zealand for rebutting the very, very biased documentary that was on. I did see it, and I tape recorded it, and I've shown it to several people and watched it again, and I was absolutely appalled. I'd have to agree with the other. I'm a health professional myself. I'm a naturopathic physician practicing in Auckland, and other doctors and colleagues I've spoken to have been absolutely appalled by how biased this study was. And the professor on the program is well known as being an anti-vitamin advocate, even though he denied that on the program with a big grin on his face. What I wanted to bring up and raise with Nicola and see what comments she had to make about it was that it's my belief and many in my profession's belief that the drug company cartels overseas